Welcome yogis, this is Julie from Totally Holistic Health, and this is a lovely practice I've created for you relating to non-possessiveness or non-grasping, where we're just exploring a little bit more about the Yama Aparigraha. So we're going to start off first of all in pose of a child. So again, normally you can bring your feet together if you feel you want to, or you can also bring the knees together as well if you want to, if that's more comfortable for you. We're going to allow the chest to come forward, just resting ourselves down onto the floor. So if you find that you can't actually bring your bottom towards your feet, you can just pop a blanket underneath your bottom, just allow you to rest down there if you wish. The thing with doing this practice is what we're trying to achieve is just sort of testing the boundaries a little bit, just maybe slightly moving out of our comfort zone, letting go a little bit, just seeing what happens, but also conserving our energy as well. So just trying not to exploring things, but not overstretching or over-exploring things too much. And then slowly now we're going to come onto all fours. Okay, so bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. First of all, we're going to bring the right hand underneath where the head is, but then we're going to move it slightly further forward, just to give ourselves a little bit of leeway to come through, because we're going to do a thread the needle. So we're going to rotate round to the right. So if you have issues with the shoulders, keep your hand on your hip, or you can just bring your arm up. And then slowly we're going to bring that right arm underneath the body, and then resting your shoulder and your right ear onto the floor. Now if you're struggling to get your head on the floor, you can use a little blanket underneath your head to support you. So just allow this right arm just to rest with the palm facing up. Really focus on the breath. And then if you want to, you can rest the left arm onto the floor, or you can do, as I've just done there, just stretching it forward, just to increase that lovely stretch in the side body. Slowly we're going to revolve back to centre and do the same on the second side. So we're going to bring the right hand underneath the head, bring it slightly further forward, and then rotate round to the left. So again, either put your hand on your hips if you've got issues with your shoulders, or you can bring your arms up. And then we're going to bring that arm underneath the body, resting the left ear and the left arm onto the floor. So just allow that left arm just to rest back down. If you do want to rest your right arm on the floor, you can, or you can stretch it away from you a little bit. Again, just noticing how you're feeling. And if you do feel you're a bit tired today, just try conserving all that energy, just releasing out of this a little bit, just not putting too much pressure on your body. And then slowly releasing out of that. So we're going to come into poppy dog pose now. So this is bring your knees underneath your hips. So we're going to keep the bottom directly over top of the knees. So we're going to bring the front half of the body down. So we're just going to stretch the arms forward. So this should be a bit like a dog stretch really. So it's a bit like pose of a child, but you've got your bottom in the air a little bit. So we're going to very slowly just lower ourselves down to the floor. So again, if you're struggling to get your head on the floor, you can just pop a blanket or something underneath your head. Again, just allow your heart to sink down towards the floor. And really focus on that breath. And slowly walking the hands back, coming up to sitting. So we're going to come onto our knees into hero pose. So again, just bringing the shoulders down away from the ears, so allowing that lovely upright posture. So just trying to imagine we've got a lovely thread coming out the top of the head, Putting the head over the heart and the heart over the pelvis. And then slowly bring the arms by your side, bring the shoulder blades down the back. I'm going to bring the arms above the head, breathing in. And then breathing out. Breathing in. And then twisting round to the left, we're going to bring the right hand onto the outside of that left knee. And then the left fingertips behind. So again, just try to draw yourself nice and tall. Keep everything nice and contained and tight. And then back to centre. Bring the arms above the head, breathing in. And then twisting round the other way. So bringing the left hand onto the outside of the right leg. Bringing the right fingertips behind, nice and tall. Just very slowly twisting yourself round. And then coming back to centre. So now I'm going to interlock the fingers behind the back, drawing the fingertips down towards the bottom. So again, opening up the chest. And again, you might just want to stay here, but if you do feel you want to, you can also bring the forehead down onto the floor. Bring the arms overhead. That is a little bit uncomfortable. You can also bring the knees a bit wider as well. And then come back. And I'm going to go back the other way. So if you do have issues with your knees, this might be getting a little bit uncomfortable. So you've got the option of either staying on the knees and bringing the hands behind you, or you can also bring the legs out in front of you again, so you're not causing too much pain. So bringing the fingertips behind you and then opening up the chest. So again, just try to bring those shoulder blades together. Just imagine you're trying to pinch a pencil between the shoulder blades. Trying to keep them nice and tight, opening up the heart. And then if this feels okay for you, what you can do is just see if you can come into an upside down plank, so pointing the toes, bringing the bottom off the floor. Keeping the belly nice and strong. Keeping the head in line with the spine. And slowly releasing down from there. Brilliant. Okay. So I'm going to bend the knees. So probably bring the feet about hip width apart again. I'm going to come into a boat pose now. So just bring the arms up in front of you. Shoulder blades down the back. So again, really keeping that core nice and strong. Very slowly going to just ease back to about 45 degrees. Keeping the core nice and strong. And then coming back to centre. Okay, so we're going to try that one more time. So you've got the option of either bringing one leg off the floor, both legs off the floor, or you can also just keep the feet on the floor again. So coming back, keeping the core nice and strong. So you can just bring one leg off, and then bring the other into boat pose. And keeping the core nice and strong, keeping the breath nice and contained. Keeping the breath, and slowly releasing after that. And then we're going to just come into a nice cross-legged position and come through onto all fours. So now bringing the knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, so make sure your fingers are nice and spread, just to protect those wrists. And we're going to do a nice flexing of the spine, just to mobilise that spine. So first of all, we're going to drop the belly down towards the floor, bringing the head up. And then we're going to arch away from the floor, dropping the head down between the arms, just looking towards the belly button. And then arching away. And the opposite direction. And then coming back centre. Maybe moving the hips from side to side as well if your hips are a little bit tight. It's nice to keep them moving. So very slowly we're going to come back to centre. So we're going to bring the right leg up into the air. So we're going to flex that right foot, keeping the foot nice and strong, so as if you're trying to hold the ceiling up with your foot. So the option here, if you want to, is stay here with that foot up, or you can see if you can reach back with your left hand, grabbing hold of that foot, but also trying to rotate round to the left, towards that left foot. Really stretching through your chest and then releasing that back down, and same on the second side. So flexing that the left foot, bringing the foot up into the air. So we're trying to hold the ceiling up with that foot. And again, you can just stay here, or if you want to, reaching back with your right hand, grabbing hold of that foot, and then just very gently twisting round to the right. So really stretching in the pecs, keeping the core nice and strong just to help with the balance. And then coming back to centre, bringing the knees back onto the floor. So we're going to come back into a pose of a child again, so just dropping the head down, allowing the chest to come down. And then we're going to just rest down here for a moment longer. And slowly, I'm going to bring the hands back. Let's take a few moments just to notice any sensations in the body. And again, just really focusing on, we're trying to just conserve that energy. So just really notice, looking back in your practice, where you've maybe pushed yourself a little bit, or pushed yourself enough just to notice the sensations of actually trying to get out of this practice, but also, you know, not overstretching too much, but just enjoying sort of maybe pushing yourself just a tad, but also trying to keep our energy to ourselves as well, just rather than trying to using too much energy. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I look forward to hearing from you. Hope you enjoy it too. Take care. Bye bye.